how important is the job description to tell, especially when filing the H-1B petition, and what makes a job description strong enough to meet the specialty occupation requirement?
So I think all of those things are important from a filing perspective. But I think all of that is important. And in addition, the documentation that you provide is essential. If you're working in house, meaning you're working at the premises for the company you're working on, or you're working on their projects, you're not going to have a lot of contracts. Usually, you're not going to have contracts, work orders, vendor letters, client letters. You maybe have an end user, if anything. So in that circumstance, what really becomes important is the support letter. Are you properly explaining the position? And are you giving enough detail for the officer to make a determination that the position qualifies as a specialty occupation? I've definitely seen an uptick in specialty occupation RFEs. And those specialty occupation RFEs, first and foremost, are attacking the job duties. And I think this is something that was done during the previous Trump administration as well. But it's basically this idea that, if you have 8 to 10 job duties and the job duties are, carbon copies of what you're pulling from ONET, or just slight variations of that information, you're going to see RFEs where the officers are basically saying, these are generalized terms. These aren't specific enough to explain to me what you're actually doing for the company. And so I think we're going to have to be a bit more detailed with what the individual is going to be doing and how it specifically relates to where the individual is working. Another big thing I think is going to be, for whatever reason, USCIS has an obsession with percentages. A weird obsession with percentages for position time. There's this idea that you're supposed to somehow be able to tell them that, for example, as an